Welcome everybody once again to the Skree. My name is Gryphon. My co-host for this episode is Toasted. Say hello.
Yo, what up? How you doing?
And we are here to talk about Wrestlemania 34. The longest goddamn Wrestlemania that I think maybe has ever existed.
That's pretty long.
It was
Pretty fucking long.
It was obnoxiously like I wasn't unhappy about it, but it was, holy crap, was it long. 7 effing hours, including the pre-show.
It's I think historically they are pretty long. I think this one did go a little bit longer than most, but
yeah,
it was.
I think maybe, well, obviously the pre-show was 2 hours, but I still think a 5-hour show would seem like it was long. But they did a lot in that time. Okay, so
well, I think a couple things got drug out, which we'll talk about. But...
So you saw the pre-show, of course, right?
Yes, I did see the pre-show.
He did see the pre-show. The men's 30-man Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy Battle Royale. Your thoughts?
It was okay. I think it was kind of an interesting way of just creating a setup to get Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy together.
I'm not unhappy about it.
Not unhappy about it at all. I think that's a great combination. I think they're going to make a great tag team. But to use the Battle Royal just to kind of set that up was kind of weird. But I guess it had to be done. It's a pretty big card, so you had to fit them in somewhere.
Let's see. A couple notes that I had. I thought it was really cool to see Goldust with Dusty Rhodes polka dots.
Yeah,
in honor of his father.
Yeah.
And then I was really pissed off within a few minutes because he dabbed on R-Truth. And I can't.
I was so fucking annoyed with that.
I cannot agree to that happening. It kind of fits the character, but god damn it.
Of all the things you could do, you got a fucking dab.
It was like, why? No. Why didn't he do all the rest of the Battle Royale freaking dances too? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, he's in a Battle Royale. He may as well do the Battle Royale in a different game, but whatever.
Yeah, if he'd have done some, like the floss, I could have got behind that.
Oh, God.
That would have been great.
It kind of would fit his character, too.
Yeah.
How about the fact that Dolph Ziggler, who has always been kind of compared to HBK, doing the HBK dangle from the ropes multiple goddamn times.
I noticed that too. It was kind of weird.
Like twice? I could see twice. 3 times?
Yeah.
Okay, you're getting over the top. I swear he did it minimum 5. I think.
I actually thought it was actually, to be honest, I thought it was actually a setup that he was going to win because of the amount of times that he actually hung on the rope. I thought, okay, he's going to win.
Yeah.
Why would they have him do that so many times? It just didn't make sense other than to, show him winning at some point.
But
then the whole Bray Wyatt thing happened.
Then he was very Dolph Ziggler about the situation and still lost. I thought Bray's return was really cool. Seeing him do, the Sister Abigail, but throw him back to Matt Hardy. I thought that was a really cool combo. I know you and I both saw Raw tonight, so they did it again. And those two, I mean, I was looking forward to this if they did it. And so far, I'm extremely happy with how it's going.
I am too, with one comment.
Okay.
I don't get Matt Hardy's character. I just don't.
Oh,
I mean, I know it stems from like his
TNA
time in another
TNA,
but I just don't understand it. I mean, and maybe that's my bad for not seeing the evolution of it.
If you should honestly, and I mean honestly, take the time to go watch the broken Matt Hardy stuff. There's YouTube videos that will basically do the entire thing for you all in one video, and it is a gimmick that could have been stupid, but he made it fantastic. And the better part of it is the woken Matt Hardy doesn't quite live up to what broken Matt Hardy was.
Okay.
it's getting closer now with this work that he's doing with Bray. It's fantastic. The Brother Nero thing with Jeff Hardy came from that. Some of this stuff, if you never watched TNA, it doesn't quite make sense. So you're kind of trying to catch up, and it's a little bit weird.
Well, I knew it carried over because when they first showed up, when was it, last year?
Mm-hmm.
Immediately the whole crowd started doing that whole delete thing.
Yep.
So I knew it had to do with where he was before. I just never saw the whole, like I said, evolution of that character.
Yeah, go watch the old stuff, and it's better and even weirder than what he's got going on right now. He's finally starting to truly bring the character into what it's supposed to be, because he finally owns the rights to the character. It was a big legal feud with him and TNA management over the rights of who owned that character. So that's why there was a long period of time where it was just Matt Hardy, but he was a little bit weird doing the delete, but he wasn't really the character yet.
Yeah.
And it was the moment they called him... Well, no, that's not true. The Woken was the legalese, them cheating around the Broken. But when he started to do the big feud with Bray is when he owned it. That way they could do the final deletion, which was similar to something else that happened on TNA. Go watch it. You'll enjoy the hell out of it. It's weird. It's funny. And it's really quite an amazing goddamn character.
Okay, I'll get around to it sometime in 2032.
Yeah. In a year and a half when this video... Oh, wait, no, that's my normal joke for other things. Never mind. Let's see. After that, we had the Cruiserweight Championship finale with Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander. Your thoughts?
That was a good match. Good showcase of the Cruiserweight division. I thought they did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
One of the better technical matches of the night. So, and I was glad that Cedric Alexander won. I actually like him. Good guy.
Yep, that he is. I think Cedric was actually supposed to get it from Enzo Amore before the whole situation happened.
Wow, yeah.
So, yeah, we don't have to talk about that. So they of course did the whole championship. He eventually won it in the end, but he's good enough that he deserves to be up there anyway. So
Absolutely.
He got it no matter what, and it's still fitting because he has the talent to be up there and deserves that.
Exactly.
I like the fact that it was a double face finish. Which doesn't happen later on in this whole WrestleMania.
Well, no, it actually does.
Well, it does on something else, but then there's another point that it doesn't. But in this case, it was nice to just see two faces that are going in. They're friends, but they're just going in to just have a battle. And it's all about the wrestling, not about some other stupid story. Even though it was the heart and the soul of the Cruiserweights, which is a very kind of New Japan kind of thing.
Yeah, very much so.
So that was good. Let's see. Oh, and the other note that I wrote down, in the middle of the map, Cedric gets Ali out of the ring, and Ali's laying on the ground. And I like that it was a big moment where Ali had really taken a big hit, but he still is like, come at me. It doesn't matter. He's laid out. He's just
that was
come
good.
at me.
That was good. Yeah. It's always good to see exchanges like that.
That was fantastic. So Cedric wins. It was a good match. I liked it. I don't get to see the Cruiserweights that often, but it's fun to watch them at the top of the game. The only thing that sucks is, once again, they're on the pre-show.
Yeah. Again, we talked about this last time. They're suffering from a severe excess of talent in the WWE.
And
so.
The only thing that really sucks is that's the reason why Austin Aries left last year, and that's the reason why Neville is currently in limbo, is because they were very pissed off about not being on.
Yep.
But at least this pre-show felt bigger than any other pre-show. Like, the crowd was behind it. It wasn't just there's some matches going on. No, people were interested and they paid attention, even though it was a pre-show. Doesn't matter. It felt like just the beginning of the card.
Yeah. That was a good match.
John Cena as a fan, because this was like the first time they were really making a big thing about it. I was tweeting about the fact that oh hey yo, John Cena's here as a fan, and he's really a fan. He's the biggest fan that's ever been out here. He's fanning harder than anybody else out in this fandom, and he's just here to be a fan and nothing but a fan. But here he is as a fan.
Yeah. Well, you knew they were setting it up. I mean, we'll talk about that later, but yeah, I mean,
but they were obnoxious.
I did think over the course of between that point and when he actually got in the ring, there was way too many flashes of him in the audience.
It was like
even during some of the really good matches, they kept flashing to him. It's like, come on, dude.
I think they should have put him in the front row, hard cam side, so that he could just be there and not have to, dick around for the camera.
Yeah, no, that would have been good.
I think that would have felt better, and then it would have felt more real as him just a fan at that point, because you didn't have to single him out like they kept doing, which obviously felt stupid.
Didn't he really just be a normal fan because he'd have a front row seat?
Oh, he'd have a front row seat, but then you'd always see him, so you get to watch him just watch matches, and it'd be like, holy shit, he's just
I thought it was actually pretty cool that he was what appeared to be drinking a beer.
Drinking more than a beer, more like 2 beers or 3 beers.
Yeah. So
he was getting wild.
Maybe that's why he had problems later.
We'll get to that. We're going to do that every episode. We'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
After that was the women's Battle Royale, the fabulous non-Moolah Battle Royale.
I hated this match. I hated the whole, the first 5 minutes. Everybody was just standing.
Yeah, it was a 9-minute and 50-second match, and I would say the last 3 minutes were the only portion of it that were worth anything.
Yep.
Before we even get into the match, I hated the goddamn trophy they got.
Oh, that was the ugliest fucking trophy.
I get that they had to scramble.
There's kids in Little League baseball tournaments that got better trophies than that piece of shit. That was some shit.
Oh, no.
That's some shit like they give out during an H1Z1 tournament.
No, shit. I looked at that, and all I could do was shake my head. I was like, guys, if you have time to make that, you have time to make something decent, can you just... Now they're visually crapping all over the women. Yeah, well, it's punishment for you people all going against the Fabulous Moolah. Well, we did it because you fucked up in the first place. Why did you do that?
Yeah. It was. I mean, and the whole NXT versus the WWE roster. I mean, it was kind of stupid.
Yeah, especially when not many people necessarily know who the NXT. Obviously,
well,
WrestleMania is a hardcore crowd, but
but it wasn't like a lot of high card NXT women either.
Yeah, somebody else mentioned that. 2 of them.
Yeah.
There were 6, I think, and
I think
4 of them were main card NXT, and then 2 of them were people nobody even knew.
Yeah, it was weird.
So,
but. Definitely left a lot to be desired.
I've got a note
and
here.
The ending was kind of weird too.
Yeah, hang on.
They went for the old. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Give me a second. I got a note here that Becky is apparently a gang member now, and orange is her gang color.
Orange is her color. Orange is the new black. Yep.
I don't.
That's my color.
Yeah, that's my color. I'm orange. Fucking.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. That was weird. I don't know her first name, and I apologize. I don't watch NXT. I'm going to say that multiple times. Not that I don't want to. I just don't have the time.
What are you thinking of?
But Belair's, I don't know her first name, but Belair's hair whip was fucking... Bianca Belair. Her hair whip thing is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That is a cool and original goddamn move. And I was like, that's fucking epic.
Yeah.
And she did that 405 off the rope.
Yes, she did. Took her a while, but she got it.
It did take a while, but that looked good.
She stood up there for a while and was balancing like a motherfucker.
Waving at people. Can you move over there?
Yeah.
Pulling the crane. Okay, we're good.
I don't want to fuck this up. Come on, guys.
So yeah, the ending. Go ahead.
It just seemed like a very cliche kind of, ending where, oh, here's friends. We made it. Now I tossed you out. I won. Oh, wait, someone didn't get eliminated. Boom, you're down. See ya. They've done that ending before. They've done it in the men's, a couple times, I think. So they could have came up with something a little bit more original, in my opinion.
And the other portion of it being that we still, even now after Raw, including that, which we're not going to really talk about Raw, but as it comes up as necessary, there's still no payoff. There's no. This has been going on for a while. Like I'm good with.
I don't know where this whole thing. Yeah, I don't know where this whole thing with Bayley and Sasha is going. I just don't know.
And we keep thinking that Banks is going to turn heel, but it's Bayley that keeps doing the weird stuff. Like, it's such a...
Yeah, it's strange.
I'm interested to see the payoff, but I think it's starting to wear itself out.
I don't think you could turn Bayley heel. I think you could turn Sasha heel, but I don't think you could turn Bayley heel.
Banks is absolutely... I mean, she's fantastic as a heel.
Yeah, I don't think you can make Bayley a heel. So.
But she keeps doing heel things, and that's the weird part. And it's like, what is going on?
But she justifies it with, we were friends.
Yeah.
And turned your back on.
I'm not against Naomi winning though. I like her a lot. I'm very much a fan of hers.
And that's my problem with the ending. I think she could have got over a lot better. I think it was a poor ending for her to win on.
Here's the weird part: is I don't. So another thing that I didn't like about this, and I think that I don't like about Battle Royales as opposed to Royal Rumbles, is everybody comes out at once. Nobody gets real fanfare, and you can lose wrestlers. I didn't even realize she was in the match until the end. And I honestly
didn't either, yeah.
I don't know when she got thrown out. I mean, I could go back and watch it, but it's like, I thought about it at the time. I'm like, wait, when did she get thrown out? When was she there? And did she do anything else the whole time?
Yeah.
Like, I would have been fine if I'd have known it had been a fucking skeezy Chris Jericho move where he just, hides behind the thing the whole time.
Yeah.
But I don't even think it was that. But it was...
I'd have to go back and watch. I noticed that, and this will come up in the other Rumble, that there was some things that even the cameras missed and that the announcers couldn't keep up with.
Oh, yeah, like one of... oh, God, what's her name? She's another NXT one. The one that does the Sandy Rabbit elbow like nobody else.
Oh.
She got knocked off during the commercial and got no camera time. And it was like, wow. So, and this Battle Royale, the women's was much shorter. A lot of people noted that. However, it was only a 20-minute, not a 30-minute. And it was the pre-show, which was scheduled for 2 hours, whereas the rest of the show could kind of go whenever it wanted to. So they kind of got shafted, but they didn't bring in, any classic people. It wasn't good. It wasn't necessarily bad. But it was bad. It was definitely the weakest part of the pre-show.
Yeah, it wasn't something you're gonna fucking be talking about.
No, not
unless you're making a podcast and you have to talk about
it. What kind of idiot would do that? Oh wait. Whoops. Let's see. So then we get to the main show. First match was the Intercontinental Championship between Seth Rollins, The Miz, and Finn Balor. Your thoughts?
A great fucking match.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how can you go wrong? You got three of the most talented guys in the company in the ring together.
Absolute
workhorses.
Seasoned. Yeah.
Just fucking workhorses. All of them have shown it before with Seth Rollins with his knee injury, Finn with his shoulder injury, The Miz just coming up from, being a guy on the Real World on MTV to just working his ass off to get to where he's at now. It just a fucking awesome fucking match all the way around.
Yep. Seth's intro was very cool. The whole blue eyes, the fire turning into ice.
I said he looked like a fucking White Walker from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, and my other note was the reason he had the blue eye contacts is because he was jealous of the blue eyes of the other two wrestlers. So he didn't want to be left out.
Oh yeah.
I was interested in The Miz throwing the Miztourage in the back. The part about Bo was really pissed off about it. You couldn't tell what was going on, but he just kind of got thrown in back. And then Curtis Axel was totally cool with it. And I know that they've kind of played up to them kind of fighting, but then it wasn't a real thing. They were just screwing around to throw off Seth and Finn.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if we're not getting closer and closer to a breakup of them.
I think it has to happen eventually. I mean,
we'll
see what happens.
Bo and Curtis both deserve a lot more than what they got right now.
I want the old Bo Dallas back.
Oh, the Bo Leave Dallas?
The one that used to run around the ring with his arms up in the air. That was fucking good shit, man.
So
he would like just punch a guy in the face and then just run around the ring like it was the best move ever.
Briefly running off track of this match, but I was thinking that with Curtis and Miz seeming friendly, but both seeming kind of unfriendly, it would be cool to see him maybe revert kind of back to that character, but then get pulled into Matt Hardy's fold, especially since Bray is his actual brother.
Yeah.
And then, they could all kind of have a feud with The Miz and Curtis Axel. I don't know how that would go. I had a much longer story about it, but then it obviously with Raw today, that's not going to become a thing, at least right now.
Yeah.
Obviously next week is going to be Shakeup, whatever. Back to the match. The only thing that I did, the only other thing I had on the entrances is I thought Balor's was kind of cheesy.
Oh, with the yeah. I didn't know at first. It took me a minute to try and figure out who the hell they were until the announcers actually said something. Which,
exactly.
Respect to him for doing that, but I just didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, it's nothing against them. I felt like that was a weird thing to just suddenly throw into the middle of this.
Yeah.
No, I'm not against it, but it felt weird and stiff.
Yeah, it must have been something that he really wanted to do.
I guess that's just fine.
Yeah, which again, I respect the shit. I was just confused. I didn't know what the hell was going on.
See, at least when he came in with that gear on Raw, the next episode, I went, "Oh, okay, I know what that's all about."
Yeah, now you know what he's doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
During the match, the only note that I have is that there was a failed Skull Crusher finale on Rollins. I don't know if you noticed that.
Was there?
It was.
That wasn't no. He had that big one off the rope.
Well, there was that one, but it was before that. It was like a minute before that. It was just kind of botched. It was like Rollins didn't recognize the move that Miz was doing, and so he kind of got tripped into it.
Yeah,
and
do remember that.
He dropped head first rather than planting full body, and I was like, "Ooh,
yeah,
that was a bit of a mistake."
That looked like it hurt.
Yeah,
like for real hurt.
I was like, "Ooh, all right." They kind of screwed that one up. And then Rollins wins.
But I thought the finish was great too. By the way, I thought with Finn doing the coup de grace and then trying to roll him over and then getting curb stomped on his
onto
back.
his back.
That was pretty good.
That was cool. And then the other curb stomp, and Rollins is a Grand Slam winner now, which is cool.
Yeah.
Grand
Slam Rollins.
I don't think he's gonna hold on to this championship for very long, but I give him about 2 months.
2 months.
I give him about 2 months. Not Backlash, but whatever comes after Backlash, I think he's gonna lose it. He doesn't really need it, if that kind of a thing. I think they're gonna get it back to the Miz so that he can get that record, and they're not gonna wait that long to do it.
Yeah. I could see it. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. Honestly, with some of these people, including what's going on with this little, trio in the Intercontinental, I don't know what the plan is going forward.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to in my mind kind of picture where this is going, but we'll see. They could throw some monkey wrenches in there somehow.
But the good part is, even with this one, even though this has been going for a while, I'm still interested in seeing more. I'm interested in seeing where they're going to go with it. I'm not like, okay, this is run its course.
Like I said, when you got fucking 3 of those guys in there, and then let's see what happens, tonight on Raw. Jeff Hardy got in the mix with it. That makes it even more interesting now. So
could end up a 4-way.
Yeah, exactly.
So, we'll definitely see. Let's see. Flipping the page. Next match was the SmackDown Women's Championship. I'm going to go ahead and say the first thing that came to mind is it was Very cool that they did Ric Flair's music for her coming out as the queen.
Yeah,
and
that was pretty good.
That entrance was epic.
Yeah, it was great. It was actually yeah, I think when we talked last time, I said that, you know, two of my favorite entrances are Shinsuke's and Bobby Roode, but I also like Asuka's. But Charlotte's entrance was better than Asuka's at WrestleMania, much better. And they did, you know, she deserved it too. So you know.
Oh yeah, and I actually want to say I think hers was the best entrance of the night. That's personal opinion.
No, I can't say that.
Okay, we'll get to yours. No worries.
Yeah.
Middle of the match, they did another Spanish Fly. That obviously the cruiserweights did too, but then the ladies did one off the top rope, and it was epic. I know I've said that twice now already with this match, but
yeah, the Spanish Fly off the top rope. I mean, you don't expect to see that in the women's division, and it was
flawless too.
I mean, it's not being, you know, misogynistic. It's just you just don't expect to see that because most of the women just can't pull it off.
Right.
We've talked. It's just freaking amazing.
We've talked a few times in the last episode about, you know, the women. We see a lot more of the botches, but then not these, because you're talking about two of the best in the women's. Another one that actually came up in Raw, and I don't know why I'm drifting off into this real quick, but Ember Moon, another absolutely fantastic one.
Fucking hey, she's gonna be great.
I mean, I've always said the women's roster has always been kind of the weak side, but that was because of, you know, just kind of how the background politics were and the people that ran the show.
Think about it this way, right? If you look at the men's roster as a whole, you've got some really high top performers, and then you've got some people that are not so much. Just on the bottom rungs. The same thing happens with the women's. It's just now it's getting bigger and bigger, so you're getting more and more of those top performers that are actually showing up. Where
you used to have 2, 3, maybe 4, and that was the people, and then everybody else was literally there to be eye candy. Nowadays, you look at the roster and you go, other than I'm still pissed off about most of the storytelling, and it's getting better, thank goodness. The women themselves, there's a significant amount more that are so much better, and there's so many more coming. With the NXT women coming up, I mean, yeah, there's been a few kind of from NXT, but when they come now, you don't just expect, okay, let's see what kind of trash this is. You expect to see what I was excited to see Ember Moon. I was like, oh, this is going to be fantastic, and it was for Raw.
It was,
and then
this match was just everything I expected it to be. It was great.
And I'm going with what appears to be the unpopular opinion, but I felt like the ending was correct with Charlotte beating Asuka.
I mean, I wanted Asuka to win, but I understand why they didn't have her win. So, you know, it's one of those things for her to come in. It would almost be like somebody up and comer coming in and defeating the Undertaker's streak when it was still going, right?
Right.
It's kind of reversed because she had the streak, but for someone to come in and beat Charlotte for what she's done and what she's attained and what she's proven, I can understand why they would have it go her way.
And I saw a lot of notes about, this suddenly makes Asuka weak, and I go, well, how do you figure? She only lost to who is the best women's wrestler ever?
Yeah.
You know, and I go, Charlotte Flair winning made sense in this case. She's unbelievably fantastic. She is the best women's wrestler. And for Asuka to put that much of a good fight against Flair and just barely lose.
Yeah. Look at it this way. Look at it this way. Because if she does win, where do you go from there? She's undefeated. She's gone to WrestleMania. She's beaten the best woman in the division. Where do you go from there with her?
Where you go from
there's
there?
Nothing really you could do. Yeah.
Here's where you go from there. If that had happened, you go all the way to WrestleMania again, and you have Ronda Rousey beat her, and that would piss everybody off.
Oh, absolutely. Well,
now if it happens, it's not a big deal because she's not losing her streak to Ronda Rousey.
No, I get that.
But if she had lost her streak to somebody who was big on the outside that just suddenly came in, and we'll get to that match later, that would still piss people off. It would absolutely piss people off. The other thing I go is you can still build a hell of a story here because Asuka can come back to Raw and continue to absolutely destroy everybody else, and Charlotte can be that one person that knows how to beat Asuka, and you have a hell of a story at that point.
Oh yeah, you could keep it going for a long time.
A long time, until Asuka eventually beats Charlotte Flair, which in and of itself can become a fantastic story. So
like her white elephant.
Yeah, you haven't lost anything here. For my money, you've gained potential storylines down the road that we can get to eventually, and given her more to work toward.
Yeah, but again, great fucking match.
Fantastic.
They did the women's division a great service and an honor. It was pretty fucking amazing.
Absolutely agree. And I was happily invested in that one. And like I talked about last time.
The fucking figure eight on one arm was pretty good.
Yeah, like, well sold.
She was selling it like a motherfucker, dude.
Sold on the arm being hurt, and it was actually bleeding too, so it might have actually hurt more than it was.
Yeah, that's right.
That was fantastic. And then we go from fantastic to, for me, the worst match of the night. It is the fatal four-way match for the WWE United States Championship between Rusev, Bobby Roode, Randy Orton, and Jinder fucking Mahal.
Rusev Day.
Rusev Day. Rusev Day.
Yeah, this match was pretty fucking bad, man.
So first, before we get into the match, I just have to go back to this because it made me chuckle thinking about the last episode we did. Aiden English rapped again. Were you still angry?
No, because that other little slimy fuck came out after him. And so Rusev, Aiden English did pretty good.
Yeah.
And it had to do with, the crowd was behind him 100%.
I think this was a much better. But when
that Sunil Singh guy came out, I just was,
oh, man. That's the only other note I have other than Jinder Mahal wins once again, for fuck's sake, by a distraction of a fucking Singh, and even worse, he does it over Rusev, who everybody wanted to win.
And this was a relatively short match.
It was 8 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yeah.
There wasn't much that happened. Rusev looked good.
Rusev looked good, yeah.
But
I was surprised how quick it went.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I do remember thinking is like, this fucking match did not take that long at all. They could have done so much more with all those people.
So much more.
And Jinder, for winning, didn't really do much in that match at all.
No, he mostly got smacked around by everybody else, and then he comes in with a distraction win, which we've seen time and time again, and nobody's happy about it. This is...
I think it's... but they're setting him up to go into the fucking greatest Royal Rumble of all in Saudi Arabia.
I know, but if Jinder would just win without a Singh distraction, it would be fantastic. Then but this is there's going to be high levels of heel heat, but it's not. That was enjoyable. It wasn't enjoyable. This isn't one of those, I hate this guy for being a heel, I can't wait to see him lose. It's just everybody's pissed off.
It was terrible booking.
Terrible booking.
Just terrible booking.
You've got Rusev, who is the most over guy, except maybe Braun Strowman. Bobby Roode, who people love. Randy Orton, who I think is boring as fuck, but I would still rather see him retain than that shit. And then...
No, but he's one of the most fucking talented and athletic guys in the business, too.
But he's still... I hate his intro music. I hate his fucking intro music.
Yeah.
And I find him boring. And I've actually always found him boring.
I said it last time. He's, in my opinion, he's got the best finisher in the business.
Yeah, he's definitely got one of the best finishers. It's one of those, and I like somebody else said it, and I want to say it was Simon Miller off of What Culture. You probably don't watch too many other things, but I watch quite a few different.
I know what that is.
I think he's the one that said, and I'm probably wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was him, that Randy Orton is so good that he gets bored. And maybe that's why I find him boring, because he's so utterly good at doing it that doing it is no great feat to him. And so he's bored, and that makes me bored of him.
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
In fact, we even made the comment that the last match was one of the rare times that I really enjoyed him with him and Bobby Roode, because it was classic and it seemed like he had energy behind it. There was no energy in this match with him. He was boring as fuck.
He could have been. He knew what the fucking booking was too. It was like, fuck this shit.
I know, but Jinder Mahal won. Fucked everything up. It was all bad. And then we go from one of the shortest matches to the longest match of the night. The mixed tag team match between Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey. Good old mixed back. And Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Your thoughts?
I just want to point out, for those of you, I know we've got a lot of people from the Nation of Nubs. This is actually the first time, if you go back and watch the footage, that you will see the Sandy Ravage sign in the audience during Ronda Rousey's entrance. One of Sandy's viewers, his name is Disdained Hero. I'm not going to try and spell it because he uses all these type of weird letters and numbers and shit. Yep. But he made a fucking epic sign and brought it to WrestleMania, and he actually had it out there in the crowd. If you go back and watch her entrance, when they pan out and they're panning back in on her, you can see him standing there holding it.
Cheers!
Awesome. Good job. But, so this match, going into WrestleMania, I honestly thought I'm going to hate this match.
Agreed.
And I fucking loved this match. It was fucking great, dude. The whole, physicality of it, the selling of it, it just was awesome.
Ronda Rousey did 30 times better than I thought she would do.
Oh, absolutely. I expected there to be, numerous botches.
Especially since she was going against Stephanie McMahon, who is not a wrestler. And Stephanie did pretty good too.
Good too. Yeah, she did fucking excellent.
I will say that Ronda Rousey is not that good at the big throws, picking up and throwing, and that may be Stephanie's fault partially too.
Oh, that you're talking about that one,
like the drops and whatnot.
There was one where she went to throw her and it kind of just looked like
it just looked,
tripped her and flung her across the ring or something.
It was supposed to be almost like an F5, and then it just kind of turned into a fling, and I think that was Stephanie's fault, not Ronda's, but
I think so too.
She's gonna need work on that, but I think Kurt Angle's one of the best people for her to talk to, so hopefully that's a background thing. The striking obviously looked really good, unlike Shane McMahon's. We'll get that.
And Triple H selling those punches was fucking amazing.
Triple H is an amazing seller, dude. He's fantastic.
When he was hitting her, he was selling the shit out of those punches. It was fucking great.
We'll roll back a little bit. The intro or the opening, motorcycles. Lots and lots of motorcycles.
Yeah.
I mean, last year we had one motorcycle, but this year we had 7 motorcycles.
And to be honest, like I said in the beginning, I thought I was going to hate this match. And when those motorcycles came in, I went, yep, I'm going to fucking hate this match.
It's going to be awful. I think...
I was like, oh, God.
Triple H and Stephanie doing Triple H's spitting the water on the ropes was pretty cool, though.
No.
It was cheesy, but
Stephanie's dribbled down.
Oh, she did. But I like the fact that they tried for it.
Yeah,
I'll put it that way. Yes, it was cheesy and kind of screwed up, but Yeah, there was the dribble. It was funny, but early on, Triple H keeping Angle busy so that he couldn't get to the ropes was really good. I like that, and then Stephanie kept playing just absolute fucking heel and just
she was it was good.
You hated her that much more. It was fantastic. Goddamn
I think
weasel.
they just Triple H and Stephanie did a great job at putting Ronda and Kurt over. It was really good.
Triple H didn't even better part with Ronda picking him up to try to do one of the slams.
Yeah,
and it looked like she wasn't gonna be able to do it for a second there, but then she got that fucking Triple H up, and I was like, "That's damn good.
Yeah,
that's awesome."
I wanted to see her fucking slam his
I
ass
did too. I was like, "Do it, fucking do it!" It was like, "Yes, this is gonna make you look like a powerhouse."
And the thing about it was, like, they had several moments in that match that you thought, "Okay, it's over."
Oh yeah,
and it just kept going, dude. They just kept. You know, like the towards the end where they, you know, she had her in the arm bar and he had Triple H in the ankle lock, and then, you know, they just kept building up, and then all of a sudden, you know, Kurt gets flung into Ronda and it breaks, and you're like, oh, fuck.
God damn it! You thought the double tap out was gonna happen, but
yeah, it was. I honestly, this was my favorite match of the whole event, just because of what it was.
There you go.
You know, it had. It had the athleticism, which I wasn't expecting. It had the whole heel versus face thing going on.
A true classic.
It had the true classic. It had the true, like, entertainment value. The banter that was going on in the ring, back and forth. You know, you could hear it. It was very entertaining.
Yeah. From where did she come out? Royal Rumble, where it was nothing but pointing and it looked really cheesy, and it was like, this is just gonna be. The worst.
And even when she finished her, dude, they drug it out to where she had to, you know, basically break her arm off of the, you know, because Stephanie was holding on for dear life, and I mean, it was great.
It was, yeah. For you know, and I think if we had expected more, maybe we'd be like whatever. But nobody expected anything out of this, and that helped it that much more.
Oh yeah.
So. All right, let's see. After that, we had the SmackDown Tag Team Championship between the Usos, the New Day, and the Bludgeon Brothers. Your thoughts?
I mean, it was too much.
The New Day intro?
It was too much. Oh, let's not talk about the new. Okay, the New Day intro was good, but I am never going to get over this, and they do it all the time. Big E reaching in his crotch and pulling out pancakes and throwing them at people. I'm like,
and people eat it, and people eat it.
If I'm in the audience and I get hit with a Big E crotch pancake, I'm gonna be fucking pissed, dude. Fuck that. Dude.
Oh god!
And it's not like he's being, concealing about it either. He just reaches right down in there and
pulls it out,
throws out some pubic pancakes.
The midget fucking pancakes.
The midget pancakes.
Oh god, that was
pretty good.
The
intro was great. It's what you expect from the New Day. But I meant the match was too much, just too much Harper and Rowan.
Well, and I think it was necessary right now, because if it wasn't, they've not been around for very long, and if you don't build them now and you fuck them over, they become the Ascension all over again. The Ascension got fucked hard. Yeah. So,
but the Ascension wasn't in with the New Day or the Usos either. Those guys are, proven tag team groups.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't be just getting steamrolled. I mean, that's...
Well, and I like that right now the Bludgeon Brothers are really big. The Usos and the New Day basically didn't go against each other. They just went after the Bludgeon Brothers. Yeah. I actually originally, because I usually do my, what's the right word? Predictions. There we go. Slow Gryphon thinking. I usually do my predictions. I do it on Twitter, yada yada. And I fucked up on this one. I did not realize it was a no DQ match. So I had the Usos winning through DQ originally.
That was the one thing I remember thinking about this match. The no DQ thing.
Yeah.
There was no, and they were tagging. And like there was no fucking point in these guys tagging at all.
Yeah.
It should have just been like a
an
triple
all-out
threat
brawl.
match. Yeah, all out brawl. Because these guys were like tagging back and forth, but everybody was fucking in the ring.
Yeah.
It just didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I can see that being kind of a. Yeah, I mean that.
Even the ending, like he was in there. I can't remember exactly how it ended, but I remember that he had gotten tagged, and it was like, dude, you guys are the only ones there. Like, what the fuck's the point?
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that the Bludgeon Brothers won. I think they need to, for the time being, they need to be strong for a little bit. You may not.
Well, I'm glad that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say you may not see them lose the championship until the next big tag team comes up into SmackDown, whoever that may be.
Yeah, I'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, we also have the issue of, again, we're gonna have the next week, the Shakeup, and that's
the Shakeup. Yeah,
I despise that so much because that's just gonna fuck up a lot of these potential stories. So
yeah, it's if they pull it off, it's okay. But I can see what you're saying.
We'll be able to.
The problem is some of these stories do tend to get stale, so it's like they gotta shake it up.
They do, but then there's other stories that they seem to fuck up. Like honestly, the Wyatts got fucked up by one of those, and it pissed me off.
Yeah, they did.
You know, so. But that's a topic for a different day because that's down a few weeks still. But let's see.
I'm glad that Harper and Rowan won. I am. I just wish it would have not been so fucking just steamroll-ish.
Right. Well, we'll see what happens with that. But they've been steamrolling the whole time, so.
They have, but they steamrolled them in the previous pay-per-view.
But that was them coming out after the fact.
But no, I get that. But they could have still. This was a match. It could have been, like I said, the whole no DQ thing kind of didn't make any sense.
Yeah, maybe if it had been a DQ match, then it would have been different. Then I think the Usos would have retained anyway. Let's see. After that, so then we get John Cena coming out, and expecting the Undertaker, and Elias comes out. And I thought that was fantastic.
I thought it was, yeah. It was cool.
I enjoyed the whole song that Elias did coming down.
yeah, no, that was great.
And then, Cena's so dejected, and he just says, fuck it, and he leaves, and he goes and sits back down, and Elias does his whole song. It's an asshole to everybody, like usual.
Yep.
And then John Cena comes back in and absolutely destroys him, and then has the most dejected quote-unquote win celebration that I have ever seen.
Yeah, it was. He's like, I won. Great.
Yeah, let me just go back.
By the way, there was a great meme somebody put on the internet about when he got told in the audience that Undertaker was there, and he went running off. Someone put on there that some guy just told John Cena there was a 2-for-1 sale on jean shorts.
Yeah, 2-for-1 sale on jean shorts. That his car was getting towed. Yeah, I saw a few of them too. I think the other one on George was he was told that somebody had finally brought a pair of scissors so he could cut his jeans down to proper jorts. Oh God, there was a bunch of them. That thing is going to be meme worthy for a while. There's going to be all kinds of good stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then of course, obviously, the Undertaker came out. I personally thought it was going to be Badass Taker, and a
lot of people did. Yeah, I did too.
And I originally pretty much wanted Badass Taker, and then the gong hit, and let's just face it.
Had the whole thing with his fucking hat being in the ring and destroyed, and all
it was there, and then it got zapped, and then the gong hit, and goosebumps as always because it's still the fucking Undertaker.
Well, it's Undertaker. Yeah.
I just, no matter what, no matter how many times you go, I don't really think I want to see this match. The moment his intro happens, it's the Undertaker.
Yeah, there's only a few that do that. That's Undertaker's one of them. Stone Cold.
Yeah.
The Rock. Just when their music drops, it's just like, oh.
I don't. He can come out a quadriplegic, and I'm just eager to see this now. I don't care. it's still this guy. I have to see it. That said, Taker looked good.
He did look good.
He moved
looked
pretty
a lot
good.
Better than he did his last few times. Yes.
There was a couple moments when he was running where it looked like maybe his hip was still bothering him a little bit.
What about the phantom kick?
Yeah, I think that was a John Cena fuck up. But
that was a Cena fuck up, yeah.
But it's Undertaker is so strong and so magical that he can do a force kick now. He doesn't even have to touch you.
Yeah.
It's true martial arts at that point.
Yeah, it's a fucking Steven Seagal shit right there.
It was a squash match, which is exactly what it needed to be.
Yeah, I wasn't upset about that.
No. I
thought for and also for the phantom kick, and then when Cena did the "you can't see me" and he bounced off the ropes and Undertaker popped up and he damn near fucking stopped it and slid out the fucking ring from being scared. I thought that was a great
sold the scare, which is great.
Yeah.
The other thing that's interesting, obviously Taker won. We know about that. Cena has not won a single pay-per-view this year. Elias doesn't count because it wasn't a match.
That's right. Yeah.
And I would have to go back through a bunch of stuff, but I am not 100% sure if Cena has won a match this year.
Probably not. He's been in a lot of 3- and 4-way matches and things like that. So
yeah.
He's been putting a lot of guys over. So.
This is the year of the Cena loss.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even at Raw, I don't think.
If he wasn't on the fucking show.
Yeah. So maybe he'll be on SmackDown. Who knows? But
who knows? He's kind of in a weird place. It's like, what do you do with this guy?
But it's just that came as an interesting fact to me. The fact that he hasn't won this year at anything. He's just been nothing but destroyed, which is potentially interesting for his character and what they'll do with it. I still suspect that John Cena is going to get the world title one more time so that he becomes the record holder and beats out Flair.
Yeah.
But now it's building up to that, which will be interesting. So
yeah.
Let's see. After that, they did have the Hall of Fame guys come out, and I loved Goldberg's arrival because it was proper Goldberg.
Yeah, they did that. Did you watch the Hall of Fame?
I didn't get to watch the Hall of Fame itself. I saw some of the highlights.
They did it. They did it in the Hall of Fame too.
Yeah,
that's how he came out. Yeah, the Hall of Fame show. A little off track, but it was a pretty good one. Pretty good.
The main 2 points of interest from that would have been for Goldberg and then the Dudley Boys for me. I know they put somebody through a table.
Great. Yeah, they did. They put some announcer dude.
Oh,
he basically tried to walk them off with music and. He's a little scrawny dude too. Man.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, but the only one was like Hillbilly Jim. He talked for a long time.
Right.
Boy, he talked for a long time. But the man's got years in the business, so he had a lot to talk about.
You give their old guys their chance to spout off.
I like Hillbilly Jim.
Yeah.
He is who he is. I mean, he's not. Hillbilly Jim is Hillbilly Jim. He's a fucking hillbilly.
Except he was in a suit. It was weird.
Huh? Yeah.
It didn't matter. Let's see. Then we hit KO and Zayn versus Shane and Daniel Bryan. Your thoughts?
I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was what it needed to be. I thought everybody did their part. I think Shane, did what he normally does. Takes all the punishment and then does a couple of big moves, and that's about it.
Well, first he does a shit ton of absolutely terrible punches.
Yeah.
And then he does a couple big moves.
Yeah.
His punches.
But
his punches,
not that they needed to put Daniel Bryan over, but the fact they did in the fashion that they did was good. So.
This is actually my first watching it live Daniel Bryan match. Because I was out of wrestling while he was big, and I didn't come back until after he had to retire.
So you missed when he was like tag team partners with Kane.
All of it.
You missed all that shit.
All of it. The no's, the yes, the championship,
Yeah.
everything. I never saw any of it because that was when I was just not interested for a while there.
Wow.
Which is another one of those. It's too bad because it would have been pretty cool to see him, but I'm pretty sure there was still a lot of dumb shit going on, which is why I was not interested. It takes more than one person.
Well, the whole story was like he was the underdog and management wouldn't give him a shot. And,
yep.
You know, so
yeah, they fucked him over at the Royal Rumble, and then the crowd got behind him so hard that they had to give it to him.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm hoping will happen with Rusev, by the way.
Yeah, it could. I don't know.
I feel like Rusev could be the next next Yes
The problem
chant.
is Rusev doesn't have the. I mean, he can, but he's just not the charismatic guy on the mic that everybody else is.
He's pretty good. I mean? He is actually
He's
pretty good.
But I don't know that he could carry himself solo like, you know, the other guys do.
I don't actually think he needs Aiden English. I really don't. I don't think he
needs Aiden English.
He's been on the mic a couple of times, and he's been pretty goddamn funny.
He has, but ever since he's been here, he's had somebody.
Yeah, he had Lana for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know that he's so over and he's so fantastic that he's the next one that deserves to have such a massive crowd push that they just have to finally give it to him. I know he's had a couple of runs before, but he deserves more.
You could say that about Bray Wyatt too, and that ain't happened for him. So
it's starting to now. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, but as a tag thing, I'm talking solo.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Yeah, obviously Shane and Bryan won. KO and Zayn were double fired at that point, and then
double fire.
And then they got on Raw to try to get their jobs and had to fight each other for a last spot. And
double count. What would you call that? It's not DQ or
it's not
a no contest.
Yeah, it was a no contest. Correct. They both basically got knocked out in the middle of the ring, and they got a 10 count, which is super rare. They obviously pulled that stipulation out just for this because you don't ever have the 10 counts in the ring.
What was funny is like going into it, I said, "Watch, it's going to be like a double count out or no count." So I knew it. I was like, "There's no way they're going to fucking, you know, let one go and not the other."
The only thing that was weird to me was the fact that then there was just nothing after it. There was no...
like, what do we do? I expected it when that happened for Kurt Angle to come out.
Kurt Angle to come out and either laugh at him and go, "You're both out," or we'll do it a different... There was just nothing.
Yeah, there was
which
nothing,
was weird.
Man.
So, there's your WrestleMania match on it, and there's your results afterward. We have no freaking clue what's going to happen to those two. Very strange.
Nope.
Let's see. After that was the Raw Women's Championship. Your thoughts?
I thought it was a decent match. I thought I'm happy that Nia Jax won because I think she deserves it.
Yeah,
she's definitely, you know, they've up until this point it's always been her going in and then 5 people beating up on her and somehow she gets tossed out and is irrelevant. So it's and she's basically, you know, this monstrosity of a girl that can, you know, breathe on one of them and knock them down. And so they finally, you know, played to that. And I think they did a good setup to it with it too, because you had this, you know, Alexa Bliss who's very athletic, but you know, she's definitely a pretty girl and you know, made the plot that, oh, look at this, you know, fat ugly girl and she's been riding our coattails, and so it was a perfect setup to it too. So overall the match was I mean it was what it was. You couldn't, you know, it's hard to make a match with a girl of her size against Alexa Bliss to become interesting, but it was good.
Jax destroying James at the beginning I thought was fantastic.
I thought that was great.
Because that made her look like a hell of a powerhouse, especially just the flinging back and forth against the wall.
Oh, yeah. She's brutal when it comes to that stuff.
This match reminded me how much I like Alexa Bliss because she's so goddamn good in the ring.
Yeah.
And she as small as she is, she shows it time and again. She's basically a cruiserweight. She's fantastic. Yeah. On the other hand, Nia Jax plays her role very well as the big powerhouse. But in that role, she is still very sloppy. And that she showed it a lot of times. I talked with my coworker who we always banter about wrestling pretty much every Monday, and I kind of liked his thoughts about it in that what it is they try too hard to make Nia Jax move like Braun Strowman super fast at all times, and they don't need to. And I kind of agree with that. I think she needs to be more on a Undertaker Kane pace.
Just kind of this lumbering.
A little more lumbering, but so strong that there's no need to chase things down. Just can grab them and hold them and just destroy them in the middle of the ring without having to move around as much. I think it is the running around is where her moves start to get really botched and sloppy, and when you don't even have to scrutinize it. You just kind of watch, and it's like, I get what's going on here, and I get that's a big move, but it doesn't look that good.
Yeah. I don't know. That finishing move is pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, she's got that big Samoan drop, which does look really good.
Second rope.
Oh, that move is fantastic, and she does that one exceptionally well. And that looks brutal even from ground level.
Yes.
So, Jax wins. Absolutely the way that should have gone. That's the way that story needed to end. It's not quite ended, but
it's not ended, but
Alexa Bliss needed to have her comeuppance, and it happened.
Yeah.
And I still, for the life of me, do not understand what the hell Mickie James has in any of this, because she was also getting made fun of not that long ago, and now she's just fine with getting made fun of stuff happening. It's really dumb.
I don't know what her purpose is right now. I really don't.
Other than just a foil, I guess.
She's just like she's kind of like where Bo Dallas is right now. She's this sidekick that's just kind of there.
Kinda, yeah. I don't know. Mickie deserves better than that, but whatever.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you watch her like in her singles match, the crowd doesn't really get behind her that much.
Well, and I think she was actually part of one, which was where Ember Moon came in with Nia Jax on Raw after WrestleMania. Mickie was very sloppy, like very sloppy.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, holy shit, Mickie James is really good. Why is she so terrible this particular match? It just was not good. The kicks to the knees on Jax at the beginning were just like, what? I don't know.
Yeah, that was weird.
So that was kind of whatever. After that, I gotta flip the page over. No, I don't. I got one more. After that was the WWE Championship between Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles. Your thoughts?
By the way, for all you out there, this is the second time you can see the Sandy Ravage sign in the audience when Shinsuke Nakamura comes in. And if you wait until he's standing there playing with the guitar person, right after that they pan out, and you can look in the lower left-hand corner. You'll see the Sandy Ravage sign held up on one disdained hero.
And the guitarist that he stopped next to is Nita Strauss, who is the lead guitarist for Alice Cooper. So there you go.
There you go.
Gryphon facts. So I'm gonna throw this out for his intro. For Shinsuke's entrance, you either play his music over the speakers, or you play the live band. You do not play the live band over his music, because it actually fucked things up. And I could hear her. She would start to play the solos and get into it, and then his music, his regular music, would kick over the speakers, and she fucked up. Like, it happened twice, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why didn't they just let her do it?
Yeah.
So I thought that was a massive fuck up on production's end. They should have just done the live band, and that would have been awesome.
They had a band with somebody else too, didn't they? Who was that they had?
Triple H ages ago at WrestleMania had
No. But this WrestleMania, they had the. What the fuck? Because there was all the drummers out there and shit too.
Well,
was that Shinsuke?
That was Shinsuke's. That was all the drummers,
Okay,
all the
yeah.
violinists, and then Nita Strauss on the guitar.
That's right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So I go. They screwed up by having the music over the speakers. They should have never done that. It should have just been the live band, and that would have been very, very cool.
Yeah, that would have been good.
So
Still the best intro in the business.
no, Undertaker's is the best intro in the business.
I mean, new age.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
I can
come on.
handle
if we're
that.
going
I
back,
can handle that. I can handle
If we
that.
want to go back, we could talk about that, but
Still be Undertaker's. We're not going back. No, we're continuing. This match was good, but this match had so much hype behind it, and they are so well renowned for all the matches they had back in New Japan. This match was kind of a letdown.
absolutely, I agree with you 100%. This match could have been so much better, and it wasn't. I don't know what the fuck was going on. It just didn't. There wasn't, the moments and the things like that this match could have had.
And it went 20 minutes too. It was the second longest match of the night. It's not that they were time restrained, not by any means. I do think that they should have been the final match, and maybe they would have done more, and maybe they were told not to go overboard because you still had Braun and Brock and Roman's matches coming out.
Maybe they were worried about going over as far as time, you think?
Well, like I said, it was the second longest match, only 20 seconds behind Kurt Angle, Ronda Rousey. So it wasn't a time thing. I think they were just told, hey, don't do too much. Don't exhaust the crowd. And it fucked them over. The good thing about this match is the ending. The ending being after the match is over. I wasn't too surprised with AJ winning, but Shinsuke going heel.
I don't get it.
Well, here's the reason why this is important, and this is New Japan background. Shinsuke, like Finn Balor in their New Japan days, they were heels all the time. That's what they did. So Shinsuke being a babyface is out of his normal realm. And I think that's why his time so far in WWE has felt a little bit lackluster. I think now that he's going to go heel is when we're going to see the true best of Shinsuke Nakamura. Now is when he's going to blossom.
I can't argue that. I mean, we'll see. I just didn't. The other thing I thought too afterwards was, okay, it does make sense to do it, because if they want to keep this AJ and Shinsuke thing going, it would have been hard to do it if they were both faces.
Both faces, and there wasn't a lead up to this. It was just, hey, let's do a dream match.
Yeah, this was kind of like the Charlotte Asuka thing. It's
right.
Two great wrestlers, but the Charlotte Asuka thing actually, went over well. Whereas this one, I mean, it wasn't a bad match, but they just seemed like you said, they seemed very stiff the whole match, and it just was, for what was led up to it, and again, like you said, with their background and all the stuff that went on, just expected way more.
And especially with all the matches that they normally have, which are, they are the top tier stuff. So hopefully what this means is, while this one wasn't that great, and the funny part is it was a good match, but it's because of the guys that are in there that you go, this wasn't that good of a match. Yeah. Hopefully they'll have a barn burner down the road. and truly get to show off. Oh, and I did see another thing, and maybe it also had to do with what were they allowed to do. Remember that New Orleans had a bunch of weird-ass rules? I think bloodletting was actually one of them, too, that they weren't allowed to do that unless it was completely by accident. Yeah, we'll get to that.
By accident.
So, but I don't know. It was a good match, but it wasn't a good match given the talents of the people that were there. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
After that was Braun Strowman and mystery partner versus Cesaro and Sheamus. Let's see. Do I have
The Bar?
The Bar. Before we even get into the mystery partner, Braun scaring the characters off the float and then destroying it was hilarious.
Yeah.
them holding their faces and running was...
Yeah, that was pretty good. I wasn't a fan of Sheamus's silver tips. I don't know what's going on with that.
He likes to do weird stuff with the Mohawk. And
Can
then
we get back to the days when the crowd chanted at him, "You look stupid"? Those were fucking great days.
I like Sheamus. I think he's good.
Oh, I do too, but I like the ribbing that he gets too, 'cause I think he plays off it very well.
Yeah, he probably does. And then, of course, we had who became the single greatest wrestler of all time, undefeated, never been touched. What the hell was the kid's name?
Nicholas.
Nicholas!
You forgot the kid's name? Oh my god.
My brain said Nathaniel. I went, that's wrong.
Oh god, no.
Fucking Nicholas.
That was great. I mean, good for him.
It was cool. Let's just go ahead and throw out their background on this one. Nicholas is a planted kid. He is the child of one of the refs. So,
is he really?
So that's how they got away.
So I thought it might have been. I was thinking something else. I thought it might have been like a Make-A-Wish thing.
Make-A-Wish. I kind of thought that too. I found out later on what it was, which is still cool.
It's still cool. Yeah.
So that's why it's funny, because if you actually watch right before that, when he's looking for the kid, he actually fucks up and goes the wrong way to start with. He goes,
is that why it took him so long?
Yeah, he started to walk one way, and then he went, no, wait, you! And then he walked a completely different direction and went into the back. And then they also had a really screwed up way they did the whole crowd, and the kid was like way back and stuff. So, but I enjoyed this match. I know it was a bit.
Well, I think it was a bit gimmicky, but I think I think it wouldn't have made sense to bring in, like, even a surprise, return wrestler.
Well, a lot of people were kind of pissed because they wanted to see somebody come up or somebody return, or like Big Cass or somebody from NXT. But I go, this fits Braun's character.
Exactly. Yeah.
Too well.
And it put him over big time, too.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, if Braun needed to be any more over.
That's what I was going to say. Like, he needed it, but, like, it put him way over now.
Oh, God.
Especially after tonight, too.
Oh, yeah. And then the Raw after SmackDown, where they give up this house, which I knew that was going to happen somehow. I wasn't sure how they were going to do it.
Yeah.
I love the fact that Nicholas did someday somebody's going to get these hands. I was like, that's fantastic. And I agree with some of the notes I saw on social media that I hope that this kid does eventually become a wrestler and down the road comes and gets, not necessarily, maybe not for against the Bar, but comes and gets the Raw Tag Team Championships. And a massive years down the road story comes full circle.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
That would be too goddamn cool. And especially if it was with Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that.
Fun fact, and this may make me look like an idiot, but when he first grabbed him out of the crowd, I thought it was a girl.
I kind of did too, for a minute.
I didn't until he actually, up until the point where he said, "What's your name?"
Young man.
Nicholas. Yeah, and I went, "Oh shit, I'm an idiot."
But then again, he's like 10 years old or something like that. So whatever.
With fucking long hair.
Long hair. I had long hair when I was a kid too, so it's whatever. So it didn't matter. I chuckle at the fact that I don't know if he was sort of acting it, but he was definitely scared shitless on the side of that.
He definitely was, yeah.
Oh, and then,
that's why I also thought he was like Make-A-Wish, because I thought he might have been like sick or something.
Yeah, something.
Just because the way he was walking and the way he was acting.
And then it was great when Strowman tagged him in and he comes in and then Cesaro just looked at him and he's like, nope, nope, I want out. And even better is that Cesaro, after the fact, he tweeted out, "Stupid child." Fantastic, dude. I love Cesaro and Sheamus so much, dude. I fucking love him.
I mean,
so
it wasn't, obviously. I mean, they had wrestling moments, but it was a gimmick match, but it was good.
Yeah, it was a gimmick match. There's a lot of marky ass motherfuckers that are really pissed off. Oh, this completely ruins the tag team championship. It's like sometimes, guys, you just got to recognize that some of this shit should just be silly feel-good moments. Not all of it, and there's certain situations where it shouldn't, but anything with Braun is, to a certain point, silly shit. But in the best of ways. He's so good. That's why he's my favorite wrestler right now.
No, he's pretty fucking good.
Anything with Braun Strowman is just fantastic. He's great on the mic. He's great on everything he does. He's a massive powerhouse. For a dude that big, he does not have a limited move set. He's not limited by mobility. No, he's very quick. He can move around and he can do a lot of moves. He's not just. It's not the match that comes directly after with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns for the WWE Universal Championship that lasted for 15 minutes and 55 fucking seconds. My other non-enjoyed match of the night.
I don't get it. I just don't know what the point was. Like, Brock Lesnar just beat the shit out of him for 15 minutes.
Let's see.
What was the point? I just don't understand it.
I got a few notes here. Let's see. First note is the big dog. Second note is Superman punch. Third note was the CM Punk chats, which were hilarious.
Yes.
And then the boring chants after that.
Yeah, and the fact that the crowd was not into this at all.
I still want to know.
At all.
Our guy with the Sandy Ravage sign, I keep hoping he'll tweet me back and let me know.
He did. He said they were tossing beach balls around.
Oh, is that all it was? It was just beach balls?
Yeah, he responded to you.
Oh, did he? Because I didn't. I never saw it.
Yeah.
Now we're both looking at Twitter.
He said there are about 10 beach balls going around. Cheers when they were going around and boos to the staff who took them.
And that's when the delete chants would happen. That makes sense.
Then the cops came.
The cops came?
That's what he says.
That's fantastic. And the other thing that I'm really proud of the crowd is from first Battle Royale, all the way through to Braun Strowman, they were really good. They didn't try to tear anybody else down. They didn't fuck around with stupid chants. It was great.
Yeah, they were definitely into it.
And then the one match where they needed to jeer and needed to do shit to tell WWE we don't like this, they did it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
But I mean, it wasn't like an interesting match. I mean, yeah, it was very, very physical, which any fucking match with Brock Lesnar is.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. It's the same 4 goddamn moves.
Yeah.
They're boring. They're so fucking boring. And
I'm curious if it was planned to have him split him open with that elbow strike.
Oh, it was. It was supposed to. I don't know if it was necessarily supposed to be as extreme as it was, but it was definitely. That's why he took his
squirting out for a minute.
Jesus,
I was like, they're gonna stop this because he's fucking gushing.
Gushing real hard.
Yeah.
This is weird for me to say, but I'm happy that Lesnar won, even though I fucking hate him with a passion. Not as a character, but just I can't stand the guy.
Yeah, I was too.
But we didn't need another. Go ahead.
No, I'm probably of the different opinion of everybody else, which I actually do like Roman Reigns. I think he's a good character. I understand why people don't like him, but I think he gets too much hate for like no reason.
He needs to be heel. He needs to be not just them pushing him no matter what. He's done massively heel things, and he would be fantastic as a heel. As a matter of fact, if you go and you look at his old NXT stuff when he was with the Shield, they were heels, and he was great.
Yeah, no, definitely.
He just needs to be
What
heel.
happened was when the Shield broke up, there was a time where they were doing a push for him for the title.
Yeah.
And the crowd was behind him.
Yeah.
Throughout this whole push. And then he got injured. And then something happened. I think it was the fact that Rollins got over so much and Ambrose got over so much. When he came back, they just nobody liked him anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. But I kind of... Actually, the Raw before WrestleMania, I think I knew Brock was going to win because Paul Heyman made the whole comment, if Lesnar loses, you'll never see us again. And I go, Paul Heyman's not going anywhere. He's too much of an asset to the company. And he's too worthwhile to throw to somebody else.
He was making comments at the fucking WWE Hall of Fame thing. Dude.
Yeah.
He introed Goldberg, and he was just fucking going on about one man was able to beat Brock Lesnar, and it's not you, Roman Reigns. It's just like, what the fuck? God damn, this is the Hall of Fame, dude.
Paul Heyman's so good. He's one of those people you love to hate.
Yeah.
And, you know, Paul Heyman's not going anywhere. They'll put him on somebody else. They'll put him on Ronda Rousey eventually, probably. It's kind of still what I suspect. But
it'll be interesting to see what happens in this upcoming match.
Brock isn't going anywhere yet. He's re-signed for some period of time. We don't.
It'll be interesting because, see, here's the thing. So if they keep him, you know, in his, you know, quote unquote part-time role that he's been in.
Yep.
I mean, if he loses the title, then what does he do? I mean, what storyline do they have for him?
He will.
I just don't.
Well,
honestly, I think there needs to be a push, and maybe they're setting this up for him and Braun Strowman.
I mean, yeah, Braun definitely deserves the belt.
Because if there's anybody on the roster that you can think of that would be able to compete and handle Brock Lesnar, it's Braun Strowman.
Yeah, but also remember that they've had those two, and Brock beat Braun with a single F5. So they've kind of crushed that previously.
Mm-hmm. I still don't know.
Yeah.
I still think it could. Yeah, but they've had, you know, same thing with Goldberg, right? He speared him and fucking jackhammered him, and it was over.
True.
So, I mean, they could play it either way.
I was going to say for a moment there that I think once he loses...
By the way...
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Even I'm thinking back, I just mentioned Goldberg, but at the Hall of Fame thing too, Goldberg was on the mic talking and shit. And he was like, yeah, you know, and then I made the epic move that anybody could copy. And he said, I'm looking at you, Roman. And I was like, God damn, everybody's calling out Roman. It was like weird.
That's fantastic. What I was going to say is I think I was going to say that I was thinking that Brock would only lose the championship whenever he's going to leave. However, I don't even think that's going to happen. I honestly believe he's going to hold it until he's ready to leave, and then he's just going to drop the belt. He's just going to be like, I'm done. I've beaten all of you. Nobody here can defeat me. You're boring. I'm going somewhere else. And he'll drop the belt. And that is how he will leave. And they will do that specifically, and god damn it, I hate this fact, because it's gonna have him leaving so goddamn strong that whenever he feels like coming back, he doesn't come back. That he left on a loss. No, he left because he felt like it. Now he's coming back and he can destroy whoever he wants again, and he continued to be this part timer that doesn't have to do anything. That's what I believe is going to happen, which is so fucking boring.
I could see it, but I really hope that they do a Braun push. I think that would make for some great matches, because even like the whole thing with Goldberg and the way it played out was great.
Yep.
And unexpected. But I think with Braun, they could take it out for a while.
No, yeah. I like that Braun is right now. He's good for he can be anything. He can go for anything. He can do whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to see him not just with belts. I'm glad he's got one so far. You know, with the tag. I dropped it tonight, but whatever. You know, he
Yeah,
got
whatever.
it. That's all that matters. He wasn't even defeated. He just dropped it. I'm just gonna get rid of it. He deserves to be Universal Champion. He deserves to be WWE Champion.
Yeah.
You
He's
know.
got everything they normally like in a champion. He's charismatic.
Yeah.
He's over in the fucking crowd. He's one of the biggest fucking guys, you know, strength-wise and just massive body-wise. I mean, and he's super athletic and shit. I just don't see how they can't, you know. I mean, he's eventually going to get the title.
He literally could be
It's just when and where.
Yeah, he could literally be the Brock Lesnar that I would love. He'd be the exact opposite of the asshole who's got the belt right now.
Oh, and speaking of which, I don't know why I just thought of this. I think it's just because I said, you know, when and where. But what that chick didn't cash in the Money in the Bank thing. So what happens with that now? Does it just go away?
No. Money in the Bank until she has it until the next Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
Oh.
If she were
I
to
thought it
not
was
do it
always
until then she would lose it.
Okay.
So there's still time. In fact, if I look real quick, hang on, give me a second. Crap, I had it.
She wasn't even on the card at all.
Yeah, she was. She was on the women's Battle Royale. She was the first one out.
Was she?
She was the first one
well,
out
there you
because
go.
they all came in and then she held it up like, haha, I'm here, I got
that's
this.
right,
And then they all
yeah.
encircled her and dumped her ass.
That's right.
So we still have the Greatest Royal Rumble, Backlash, which is a week later, and then Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank doesn't happen until June 17th. So
she could do it.
it's probably going to be a
eventually, one of those
Backlash
two.
because Backlash is
Or she could do it on a SmackDown or Raw too. So
she could,
you never know.
but Backlash is co-branded, so that's probably where it's going to happen.
Well, I read some things today where they're gonna basically co-brand everything from now on.
They're getting closer to it, yeah.
That and they're looking at tiered subscriptions on the network.
Let's see. Yeah, actually, if I look at this whole list of everything coming for until next WrestleMania and beyond, yeah, everything is Raw and SmackDown from now on.
Yeah.
So, which is fine.
They said that was one thing that they picked up from the fans, that the fans wanted to see more co-branding.
And I go,
Which it should be. I mean,
here's the other good thing about that is now you can build better stories.
yeah.
Because a story doesn't necessarily
Yeah, you gotta
have to
wait 2
be
months,
on
yeah.
every fucking thing. It can be that it can skip a show or two and give different people their chance to be at the top of the card. So I don't know if that's gonna how it works because we're talking about WWE here, but maybe. Yeah, maybe. So overall, I enjoyed it. I
enjoyed
really
it.
there was only two matches that I disliked and one match that was kind of disappointed in, but it didn't ruin the show by any means. I had a fantastic time even sitting there for 7 effing hours.
Yeah. I'd say it wasn't the best WrestleMania I've seen, but it wasn't the worst either.
No, definitely not.
It was good.
So
And
the
the whole Rousey thing was just amazing to me. I thought it was great.
the next pay-per-view is the Greatest Royal Rumble. Are you gonna watch it?
Absolutely. It's on a Friday though.
It is April 27th.
Yeah, it's on a Friday.
It is on a Friday.
Yeah.
Huh. That's different. I'm still.
It's probably because it's in Saudi Arabia, so.
Yeah,
But,
true.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I probably won't. We probably won't be able to, because I don't know that I'll watch it Friday night because I'm coming back from a business trip.
No, we can save doing recordings for Sunday or whatever. But all right, yeah, we'll have that. And then, like I said, Backlash is a week later, so we'll get to pound a couple of these out.
Yeah, that'll be fucking. Yeah,
real
people will be
short
sick of
order.
us at that point.
Yeah, I don't have to get another guest on. Maybe it'll be ENG.
I think they're sick of us already, but
That won't happen.
ENG. Oh, you really want people not to listen?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
No, I would never listen to it again. F you, ENG.
Yeah.
I know he's listening. I know he's watching this. But yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it for us on this particular episode.
Sounds good.
And we'll see you guys after the greatest Royal Rumble, April 27th, 2018 in Saudi Arabia. Till then,
Peace out.
peace! Alright, you want to get into this thing?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alright, now we gotta wait.
Let's get it over with.
Yeah, we gotta wait for 5 minutes for me to get the intro portion of it done, because fucking starting is the hardest part. He's an idiot.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Oh, sorry. Wrong one.
Children of all ages.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Gryphon.
And I am the advocate for the reigning, defending, undisputed grandpa of the world, Toasted!
All right.
Oh, that's definitely going to the end of the recording right there.